AI as strategic intelligence infrastructure, the architecture of predictive power. Point 1. The collapse of traditional intelligence models. Strategic intelligence in its classical form was built on delayed awareness. Institutions gathered data, processed it through human analysis, and produced reports that informed decisions after events that had already begun unfolding. This model was inherently reactive. It relied on sequential workflows, cognitive limitations, and fragmented data pipelines. The result was predictable latency, bias, and inefficiency. Artificial intelligence doesn't enhance this model, it renders it obsolete. The fundamental shift introduced by AI is not incremental improvement but structural replacement. Where traditional intelligence systems depend on human interpretation as bottleneck, AI removes that constraint by introducing parallelized processing, continuous learning, and probabilistic interference at scale. Intelligence is no longer a periodic output, it becomes a continuous stream. This transition redefines the meaning of strategic advantage. The entity that processes and interprets reality fastest is no longer simply better informed. It dictates the tempo of the system itself. Point 2. Data as raw material, not intelligence. The widespread misconception is that data equals intelligence. This is false. Data is inert. It is fragmented, noisy, and often misleading without transformation. The real value lies in the ability to convert raw data into structured signals, then into actionable forecasts. AI operates precisely at this transformation layer. Machine learning systems ingest massive data sets, market activity, consumer behavior, geopolitical signaling, supply chain movements, and apply statistical model to extract latent patterns. These patterns are not always visible through linear analysis. They emerge through correlations, clustering, and predictive modeling that exceed human cognitive capacity. The implication is direct. The possession of data without AI driven processing is operationally equivalent to ignorance. Organizations that accumulate data but fail to convert it into predictive intelligence remain strategically blind. Point 3. Predictive analysis as the core weapon. The most critical function of AI in strategic intelligence is predictive analysis. This is not merely forecasting trends, it is constructing probabilistic models of future states based on historical and real time inputs. In traditional systems, decisions are based on what has happened. In AI driven systems, decisions are based on what is likely to happen next. This distinction creates a decisive asymmetry. Predictive models allow organizations to anticipate market shifts before they materialize, identify optimal entry points into new sectors, adjust price strategies dynamically, preempt competitors' actions. The strategic advantage here isn't accuracy alone, but timing. Even a moderately accurate prediction executed earlier than competitors yields disproportionate returns. Timing compresses competition. Point number 4. Decision latency and the compression of time. Time is the hidden variable in all strategic systems. Every decision exists within a window of opportunity. Miss that window and the decision becomes irrelevant, regardless of its quality. AI reduces decision latency by automating the transition from data ingestion to insight generation. Processes that once required days or weeks are executed in seconds. This compression of time has cascading effects. Markets become more volatile because reactions occur faster. Competitive advantages decay more quickly. Strategic cycles shorten. In this environment, the organization that cannot operate at machine speed becomes structurally disadvantaged. It is not slower, it is non competitive. Point number 5. Competitive intelligence as continuous surveillance. Traditional competitive intelligence involved periodic analysis of rivals, financial reports, and product launches, as well as public statements. This model is episodic and incomplete. AI transforms competitive intelligence into continuous surveillance. By integrating data from multiple sources, news feeds, social media, transaction data, patent filings, AI systems construct dynamic profiles of competitors. These profiles evolve in real time, capturing shifts in strategy, market positioning, and operational behavior. More importantly, AI doesn't just observe competitors, it models them. It predicts likely actions based on historical patterns and contextual signals. This creates a feedback loop. Observe competitor behavior, update predictive model, adjust strategy preemptively. The result isn't awareness but control. Competitors become variables within a model rather than independent actors. Point number 6. Market trend detection, early signal exploitation. Markets do not shift suddenly, they evolve through subtle signals. Changes in consumer sentiment, emerging technologies, regulatory shifts, these signals are often weak and dispersed, making them difficult for human analysts to detect. AI excels at identifying these early signals. Natural language processing analysis vast amount of unstructured text, news articles, reports, social media to detect emerging themes. Time series analysis identifies deviations from historical patterns. Clustering algorithms group similar behaviors to reveal underlying trends. The strategic value lies in acting on those signals before they become obvious. Once a trend is widely recognized, its profit potential is largely exhausted. Early trend enables first mover advantage, resource reallocation ahead of competitors, strategic positioning in emerging markets. Delay eliminates these advantages entirely. Point number 7, data governance as the limited constraint. Despite the capabilities of AI, its effectiveness is constrained by data quality and governance. Poor data leads to flawed models, which in turn produces incorrect predictions. Data governance involves ensuring data accuracy, consistency, maintaining structured and accessible datasets, implementing privacy and compliance networks. This is not a technical detail, it is a strategic prerequisite. Organizations that neglect data governance cannot extract value from AI, regardless of investments. Furthermore, governance determines scalability. Without structured data system, AI implementations remain isolated experiments rather than integrated decision engines. Point number 8, organizational resistance and structured inertia. The primary barrier to AI adoption is not technological, it is organizational. AI systems redistribute power within organizations, decision making shifts from individuals to systems. This creates resistance from managers who lose control over decision process, analysts whose roles become redundant, executive who distrust algorithms output. This resistance manifests as slow implementation, partial integration, or outright rejection. The consequence is predictable. Organizations that fail fully to integrate AI remain constrained by human limitations while competitors operate at machine speed. Point number 9, second order effects. Market transformation. The adoption of AI doesn't occur in isolation. As more organizations integrate AI into strategic intelligence, the entire market structure changes. Second order effects include increased competition intensity due to faster decision cycles, reduced margins as predictive strategies become widespread, greater volatility as market spread respond to rapid information flows. These effects create new equilibrium where only organizations with advanced AI capabilities can sustain competitive advantage. Chapter 10, third order effects. Power concentration. At a deeper level, AI driven intelligence leads to power concentration. Organizations that successfully integrate AI achieve superior predictive capabilities, faster decision making, greater control over market dynamics. These advantages compound over time, creating barriers to entry for competitors. Smaller or less advanced organizations become dependent on larger entities for data, infrastructure, or strategic direction. The result is a hierarchical system where a small number of actors control the majority of intelligence flows. Chapter number 11, strategic implementation from tool to infrastructure. To extract value from AI, organizations must move beyond viewing it as a tool. AI must become infrastructure, embedded within every layer of decision making. This requires aligning AI systems with strategic objectives, integrating AI output with operation workflows, continuous updating models with new data. Implementation is not one time product but an ongoing process. Models degrade over time as conditions change. Continuous refinement is necessary to maintain relevance. Chapter 12, conclusion. Control through prediction. The integration of AI into strategic intelligence fundamentally alters the nature of competition. Success is no longer determined by who has the most resources or by the best execution, but by who can predict and act faster than others. AI proves the mechanism for this transformation. It converts data into foresight. It compresses decision timelines. It creates asymmetry between actors. In this environment, the distinction is clear. Entities that master AI driven intelligence shape outcomes. Those who do not remain reactive, operating within constraints imposed by others. The question is not whether AI should be adopted. The question is whether an organization intends to operate as a decision maker or remain subject to decision mates elsewhere. There is no neutral position.